Qazi and you're watching Star 9. Today we are going to talk about Elephant Atta's amazing campaign, Home is Where the Elephant Atta Is. And they have collaborated with amazing Asian rock star. Hi, how you doing?
Hi, I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm great. And since you are a part of Elephant Atta's campaign, and what an amazing campaign. And tell us a bit more about it. And the question is not obvious, but which otter do you like first? I would say.
Well, I think in our house we use Chakki Atta. So I think elephant atta or Chakki gold atta, which I think is, that's the one that I prefer at home. The campaign started, I was actually approached to write something. I was told what the campaign was about and the legacy that Elephant Atta have in the UK as a brand that we all know and have grown up with. And just to kind of bridge that gap between the brand as a beloved brand of British Asians and the connection of food in the family and how we grow up around food. Asian families, food is like, one of the biggest things in our households, family meals, celebrations, all that kind of stuff. And just drawing on my experience in my own family, in my own life growing up, and how that connected with everyone else. Like we all have similar experiences around food and the love that we have for it. So yeah, it was just kind of around that, and I was, really honored to be part of the campaign, and it was for me an ideal a way of expressing my experiences in growing up and around food.
I mean, obviously, like we can see that your lyrics have added an authentic layer of connection. They are celebrating the culture, the families, and the way we celebrate in kind of Asian families. And Atta had played a great role since we are growing up since childhood. And seeing that amazing campaign is like automatically every person is connected to that campaign. And so, how was like shooting? And tell us a bit more about it.
The shooting, I wasn't actually a part of the shoot, so I actually wrote my piece, and then
Yes.
yeah, I wrote the lyrics, and we kind of went back and forth, and then I saw what they had shot, and a lot of it was kind of inspired by what I had written and some of the other ideas that we had. But I think it just went so beautifully with it was two kind of separate parts of the equation, and it was joined together so beautifully, I think.
Kind of joins together. It's like, yeah, you kind of it just gelled in both your lyrics and the way they've done it like so well, and it kind of looked amazing. And as we talk about chapatis and parathas, what's your favorite paratha, by the way?
I'd say aloo.
Aloo
That's
paratha.
probably, yeah, that's my favorite.
Yeah,
But
I
then
think
after
I love aloo paratha.
I mean, after eating too, then you have to sleep. It's like a instant nap after you've had to. So there's that kind of disclaimer you have to add to it as well.
Definitely, definitely. And then kind of normally see that every family normally on Sundays or weekends, the parathas are a part of the family's tradition. And I've seen even my grandmas, and I've seen that with my mom and everybody, that we've always grew up having those parathas in the house and chapatis.
I think the weekend is because you know that you don't have to go to work, so you can eat it and then sleep. You couldn't do that on a weekday.
Great, great. Raxstar, okay, we're talking about your obviously music journey. So growing up, how did you came into music? Did your parents allow? Because we normally see in the our Asian traditions and families, oh, our son or daughter gonna be a doctor or they're gonna go into the other field. So how was your parents' reaction?
I was always a creative person. Like when I was younger, I used to do like school plays, and I was very a creative person. I would at family parties, I would like dance like Michael Jackson, and I was kind of like a creative child growing up. So music was always a part of my house, and it was always being played, and we had constant family get-togethers where music was a part of it. And when I went to college and university, I started a lot writing a lot more and doing my own music a lot more. And my parents, they, I would, like I said, because I'm the odd one out, they kind of knew I was going to go into something a little bit different. I wasn't going to do a typical job or be pushed into a more traditional kind of job. So yeah, they supported it. They obviously worried, like all our parents worry about us. Is it going to be sustainable? Is it a career and all this kind of stuff? But I think once my songs started getting played on radio and I started getting videos on TV and stuff, and it just kind of, put their minds at ease. And yeah, it's just been, they've been supportive the whole way. I've been lucky in that sense.
And I think now, obviously, the time is changing as well. Now, a lot of youngsters we see they're coming in music and art field, and they're getting a lot of support. Who was your inspiration in music field while you were in music? So, who was?
I mean, I was inspired by a lot of artists. I think looking back, the biggest kind of influence when I look back completely is when I was very, very young, is when I first saw Apache Indian. Apache Indian was the first person that I saw who looked like me. He was, his it was more Jamaican slang that he was using, but he had Punjabi parts in there as well. So it was kind of like mixing two cultures together. So I think, he was the first one that he kind of like really, when I look back, there's been loads of artists along the way after that. When I got into rap more, there was a bunch of rappers, Common and Talib Kweli, these guys.
Any artist like you want to collaborate with, like you really want, you have desire that I need to collaborate with this music artist?
There's so many. There's so much talent. There's a singer, a Punjabi singer called Maninder Puttar that I really want to work with. He's got some really beautiful songs. I think doing something with Diljit would be a lot of fun. But yeah, I'm always open to collaborations. I feel like there's so much talent out there, especially now.
And how about, obviously, that's the Indian artist. Do you see any Pakistani artists you would like to work with?
I recently we did a remix of a song by Bilal Saeed, Khair Mangdi. I think Bilal Saeed is like one of the most talented writers and artists that I've ever seen in the industry. So I feel like that would be a dream collab as well.
During while you was obviously growing up, and even now, what challenges did you face with music?
I think that it's, as an independent artist, you have to do everything yourself. So the biggest thing is just learning, I think. You have to write the music, you have to record the music, uh, figure out video shoots, do the marketing, send things. All these things you don't really think about. You just think, I like doing music, I like writing songs, I like, creating something. It's a lot more easier with social media. You can release a song and have, your marketing done via, social media.
And you obviously on Instagram, do you handle it yourself or you've got somebody else to handle your pages?
I've I've kind of been on both sides of that. I've had someone looking after it. I've done it myself. Now I'm kind of trying to, focus on it myself. It's difficult because you have a million and one other things to do, and
Yes.
people have their whole careers are on social media now, on Instagram, like you have. So it is a full-time job, but I think it's rewarding as well when you do this stuff yourself, and people can tell you have a connection with your audience. If it's authentic and real, they can tell when you're really behind it, which I am.
Tell us your kind of upcoming projects, what's happening, what audience should look forward to.
So I'm working on an album at the moment. It's with a bunch of international rappers. It's like a collaboration album. I always have my solo album, and then I have a bunch of singles that I'm releasing as well.
If I say kind of, I really put you on spot, some rapping you've done for the Elephant Data campaign, can you just say a few lines or do for us?
Let me think. There's one line that always sticks out that I say all the time. So we obviously talking about Atta, making roti and stuff. So there's a line where I say, your cousin's learning how to make them so they come in different shapes and sizes. And
Yes.
that's a true story. I remember my cousin, she was learning how to make rotiyan, and we would get triangle ones or we would get different shaped ones. So that line,
I can relate to that. While I was growing up and making those rotis, they were going kind of all different sort of different shapes. And then my brothers used to laugh at me that what is this? Some chapatis are burnt, some are different shapes and sizes. And that's very true.
Yeah,
That's really
it's
fun.
amazing. So, I mean, that's my experience, and then so many people have related to it and told me that, similarly, like you're saying, what you went through. So, yeah, I feel like that one really connected, and it kind of sticks out for me, that specific line.
Can you make roti or chapati?
Listen, I can't make rotiyan. I can make like sabzi. I can make, and I can make what you eat with I can make a rice, but roti, I've really tried. I can't just roll it out straight. I can't do it.
So I think you would probably be looking somebody as a life partner who can make roti.
Yeah, if you could make the roti and I'll make the sabji and we'll be good.
It'll be kind of yes, joint venture. Great stuff. And all I can say is you being a part of that campaign looks very amazing. We will look forward to your new song, which is coming.
Thank you.
And best of luck for any future ventures.
Awesome.
And it
Thank
was
you.
absolutely pleasure talking to you.
Likewise. Thank you.
Keep watching Star 9.